I listen to every kind of music there is. Like
Really?
Yeah, every kind.
Country?
Yes, I've listened to country.
Death metal?
Yes, I've listened to death metal. As late as yesterday. On my way to training. Just being mad. No. I don't really get mad. You can ask the guys. I don't really get mad.
What's up, Union fans? Welcome back to the DOOP presented by Subaru, the Philadelphia Union's bi-weekly podcast where we help fans get to know who their favorite players are on and off the field. As always, I'm Sage Hurley. Over there we have Mark Evans.
Hi, Sage.
And for the very first time, we have this guy. Usually I kick the podcast off with questions from myself, but we have one from a fan that I thought was kind of fitting.
Yes.
Christian Demopoulos wants to know, what's the correct way to pronounce your name?
Oh, the Danish way is Mikael Uhre.
Mikael Uhre.
No, Mikael Uhre. Don't.
Mikael Uhre.
Mikael Uhre. You make it way harder. You put too much pressure.
Yeah,
into
way
it,
too much pressure.
Way too much pressure. It's just like,
say it.
Mikael Uhre. Just let it roll.
Mikael Uhre.
Mikael Uhre.
Mikael Uhre.
Does anyone in the annex pronounce it correctly?
No. But a lot of people try. I mean, Erica has gotten pretty close. She's also been practicing for like 3.5 years now. She's also having a tough time to say my wife's names. Amalie.
Okay, you're going to have to say that again.
Amalie.
It's Amalie.
Yeah. But we throw a J in there.
Just for
some
fun.
reason.
I didn't know that, so I've been calling her the wrong thing this whole time too.
Everybody has. But we're kind of okay with it because, like, it's hard to pronounce. Danish is a very, very hard language.
What do they call you around the annex these days?
They just call me Mika. It's nice and simple. But
Is that a little bit newer this year? I feel like everyone's calling you Mika now.
yeah, I feel like it's getting more and more. Like, back home, it's always been Ur because it's easy for the Danish people to say, and it just rolls off. But it's hard for people to say Ur over here, so they just go Mika.
Okay.
But I also had to get used to it in the beginning. Like, when people were screaming Mika on the field, I was like, what's going on? But it's getting better now.
Okay, we'll go with Mika for the podcast
Mika's
today.
fine.
So I was just talking about the annex, and for those who don't know, that's the place where all the players on the Philadelphia Union, you eat, you train, you go in the gym, you lift, you do film. It's where you are pretty much all week other than on a game day. And I was in there yesterday, and I said, hey, how are you? I was quickly told that's not really custom in Denmark to ask people how they are.
I mean, if you're close with people, obviously you're going to ask how they are, but it's more common to just say hey to people when you walk past them. And so moving here, I had to get used to like the whole, hey, how are you? And like, I was like, good, I'm fine. What about you? But now it's easy. Now you've gotten used to it. So yeah, it's part of, I think it's something I'm actually going to take from my experience here to be a little bit better at just like also asking maybe a little, not random people, but just like people in general, how they are.
I was going to ask you, when you do go back to Denmark, do some of your mannerisms and things that you say that you've picked up in the United States ever catch people off guard?
No, really, not really. I think it more catches myself off guard because you get used to speaking English so much. So sometimes you use some English terms and you just directly translate them in your head to Danish, even though it doesn't make any sense. Because you would maybe say like, I mean, but you would never say that in front of something in Danish. So I sometimes do that in my head, and I'm like, no, that's not how it works. So there's some translations you just have to get back to speaking Danish.
When was the last time you went back?
Winter break. That's the only time we've gone back. My wife has been home one time in the summer, but yeah. Normally we only go home in the winter break. It's a little bit of a travel day, especially with 2 kids. It's not something you just do when you have like 3-4 days off.
And I'll go back to the American way and ask, how are you? It's been a really good 2 weeks here for the Philadelphia Union, back-to-back wins at home. And you hit a pretty special milestone, 100 Major League Soccer appearances, 80 starts. How are you?
I'm good. Would obviously like to have some more goals. That's how it is for a striker. That's what you get rated on. But I'm also really happy with, obviously, having a new coach. You have to adapt to some new things, and I've been more in the in the assist role this year and set up some big chances. So obviously there's some things that you have to learn when you get a new coach, and I think it's gone pretty well. Like when in the very top of the table and like playing some good soccer. Sorry, I was close to saying football, but
It's okay, we'll accept it.
But yeah, so I think it's going pretty great.
So this is your 4th season with the club, and this is probably the most significant change that you've experienced since you signed on in January 2022.
Yeah.
What has that been like for you to go through that change?
I mean, coaches kind of come and go. I think I've been pretty lucky in my career not to have that many coach changes. And also not that many club changes. So it's obviously a little bit weird at the beginning. You have to learn some new mechanisms and all of that. Also with new players coming and going and a new playing style, you have to adapt. But again, I think we've gotten some good games, and hopefully we can continue that.
So 4 seasons. Is that hard to wrap your head around?
Yes, it's very hard to wrap my head around that. I've nearly been here for 3.5 years at this point. Time's flying by. Also, again, not trying to bring my family into it all the time, but having 2 kids around, like Ingrid was 2 months old when we came here. It's like 3.5 now, and her own little person. So it's crazy how fast time has gone.
So she was very, very young when you made the move over here. Do you remember that first day in Philadelphia?
Yes, I mean, we came to sign, and then I had to go back due to some visa work. But yeah, I remember the first day, just that we were all here, and it was like it was a nice like winter day. It was actually decent temperature and everything, so it was nice to finally be there, because you'd kind of been waiting around for like a month at home to just get the paperwork sorted so I could go over here. So it was very good to finally be here when that day came.
And you had just had a child, and you had played your entire career in Denmark before coming to the United States to play in Major League Soccer for the Philadelphia Union. How does something like that come to be?
I mean, it comes to be by having a good season and some teams picking up on you having a good season. But no, I've always been a kind of a late bloomer. So I didn't really make myself into the team like in the youth. I was never really selected for any youth national teams or anything like that. So I think just like working my way into it. And I've always, I think back home, people would probably say I was a little bit of an underdog. And that was a complete change to come here as a record signing, and before only have tried to be in an underdog, because I came from a small team, went to a lower division to play, scored some goals, came back, played okay, nothing crazy, and then I got sold to Brøndby when the first 2.5 years I didn't really hit the ground running. I was mostly a sub and stuff like that, and then finally it kind of clicked, and then I ended up over here. What's
it like mentally to go from being an underdog to being, like you said, a record signing?
I mean, that it obviously changed a lot. Like, the pressure is very different from being an underdog to all of a sudden being a record signing. So, of course, that's something you have to learn and grow with. But yeah, I think I've handled it pretty well. But obviously, there's going to be a lot of pressure on you, and in professional sports in general, there's a lot of ups and downs. So no, it was a big change, but again, I think mentally I've handled it pretty well.
So you've gone through a lot since your time here. There's been a lot of really high highs. You've had a lot of great moments with your family. Do you feel like you've changed as a person since arriving here?
Oh, for sure. Again, as I said, when I came here, I had to learn a lot about being a father and having a family on my own. So there's definitely a change in the person I was when I first came and to now. I think becoming a father has really helped me in trying to like divide the two things and like splitting it up, because once you go back home, you can't really, if you've had a bad day at work, obviously you're gonna have bad days. Then you go home and you see your kids and they're smiling and they're happy. They have no idea if you just missed a sitter in front of 20,000 people. So I think it really helped me like kind of divide it and being a little bit happier off the field, and not maybe instead of taken 2-3 days to kind of recover and get your mental picture right again. It maybe only took a few minutes because you came home and they were happy to see you.
And since the whole time that I've known you, I've known two things about you. Neither have changed. You love coffee.
Yes.
And you love your family.
Yes.
And they're always at the games at Subaru Park. Your daughter especially has got to grow up with Subaru Park as her playground.
Yeah.
What has that been like for you to watch her grow from just a little one to now she's running on the field after every single match?
Yeah, it's been great. Like, again, it speaks a lot to the club, like how they do things, and just that they give us the opportunity to give our children some amazing experiences. I think also, especially the kids' day here we just had, like, it was amazing to see the kids before warm-ups and everything. Ingrid was super frustrated that she couldn't go on the field immediately, that she had to wait out to after the game. But no, if they could keep doing something like that, that would be amazing. But yeah, again, it's been amazing to see how much she's also grown into it. Like, she loves just running around on the field, not necessarily playing soccer, but like just being on the field and running around. So it's super fun to watch.
I say that about my kids all the time. They don't know how lucky they are that they get these union experiences and these sports experiences that most kids don't get, but they get to come to the games. They go to a suite. They come down on field level. Yeah. They go see our PA announcer. It's like they get to run on the field. Like, that doesn't happen usually, and it's got to be. They don't know it. No, we know it. We know
definitely.
I would have loved that.
But that's also, again, like, occasionally you have people coming up to you asking for pictures, autographs, stuff like that, and she's just like,
yeah,
what's going on? Like, you're just my dad. Like,
right.
But I mean, I would like to keep it that way.
Yeah, for sure. It's cool.
Don't want to be nothing but their dad, like, if you can say that.
Yeah.
Does she understand that you're a pro soccer player?
She knows that it's what I do for work, but I don't think she understands, like, that it's not something all dads do, because also we're in kind of a bubble, because her good friends Emilian and Tristan, Jacob's kids, their dad also plays soccer. Her very best friend Maxime, her dad just left, which is very hard for me to explain to her that he's now playing on a different team. But like, so they all know other dads that also play. So it's a little bit hard for them to explain. And also her uncle also plays in television, so we can
turn on the TV.
We can fortunately watch it. So her uncle also plays. So she knows a lot of people in the soccer world.
She's a very well-connected young girl.
Very well-connected. Do you let them stay up and watch when you guys are away as well? Do they watch on TV or no?
Ingrid has gotten into the age now that she can, but Axel has no idea what's going on.
Right.
He just celebrated a birthday.
Yeah, he just turned one. A big one.
Big one.
Yeah, no, and walking. He's all over the place, so it's great.
What did you do to celebrate?
We didn't really do like anything special. We went to our favorite playground, and then we got out a little picnic with some cake and stuff like that. Celebrated in that way. Had him taste some cake so he loved it. So that was the most important part.
What do you think their favorite parts of a match day at Subaru Park are?
Definitely going on the field. Now Axel can also walk, so he's also like in there. He went straight, like after the last game, he went straight for that's the first time he's been able to walk at a game, so he went straight to get a ball afterwards with Ingrid, and they just ran around. So
I can't believe he's walking already, because
he
was running around out there.
Yeah, he's been pretty fast with those kind of things. Gives me some heart attacks sometimes when he climbs up to. We have like a step stool. All of a sudden, he was just standing on that the other day, and I was like, okay. So it's crazy to have two. You have to. I wouldn't say monitor. That sounds a little bit weird, but like.
But it's true.
You really have to like be. And also, yes, yeah, he gets his fingers into all kinds of things.
So fans that are in the stadium on a match day, they can look down on the field and see two little blondes running all over the place.
Yes.
And they're usually matching in kits that say your number on the back. And is that father in Danish?
Yes, far.
Far.
That's dad in Danish.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's really adorable. Who came up with that idea to get those custom jerseys?
I feel like it's probably a little bit more common back home that's what it says, because like I've seen Jacob's kids have daddy, but I was like, I want to keep it Danish. I mean, Ingrid speaks more English than she speaks Danish, so I kind of have to remind her that we're actually Danish people.
So I was kind of curious, how are you keeping your Danish culture and roots alive in your kids and helping them understand where they came from, even though you're here in the States for most of the year?
I mean, we talk about it a lot. Talk a lot about, like, obviously our family back home. Ingrid has gotten to the age where she now knows that there's kind of two separate lives, like one back home in our vacation home and then a life over here. But she talks about Denmark sometimes and talks about what she wants to do when we go back home. She has a cousin that's the same age, so she talks about him sometimes. And yeah, it's kind of funny that she's really like grown into a person now where she can actually talk about those things. But I think just in general, we're trying to at times make some Danish food and stuff like that. So that's something I miss a lot.
What are your favorite things to do with them outside of soccer?
Just going to the playground, just doing things that they want to do. Like I think that's 90% of my time outside the field is doing things that I know they would like to do. And just, yeah, going to the playground, going to the zoo.
Yes.
One time, I remember we played in Portland. So we played Saturday night, and after the game, we won 3-1, so everything was good. We got 2 days off. We landed in Philadelphia at 7 in the morning. 9:15, I was in the zoo with my kids. So I think that would kind of give you the picture of what I try to do as a dad.
Yeah, they don't care that you were out late, got in early in the morning. They
But
wake
also,
up the normal time and they said, "Dad, where are you?"
Yeah, 6:30, and then they're like, "Where's Dad? He's
Yeah.
not even home yet."
Yeah.
It's like just in the door, they're sitting eating breakfast, and like, so no, it's. But that was before Axel, so it was a little bit easier. But no,
Now there's two.
now there's two.
Busy.
I'm very busy. But it gets easier once they turn one. You can do a little bit more things with them.
So when they're not in that really cool jersey you guys had created for them, they're stylish kids. I know you would agree. Who is the style master behind their cute little outfits, you or your wife?
That's definitely my wife. She loves to put clothes on them and buy clothes for them. So yeah, that's definitely my wife. Yeah, we're trying to keep it a little bit like it is back home. And yeah, I like it as well. I love when they look cool. I mean, Ingrid is again gotten to the age now where she tries to decide on her own what she wants to wear, and Axel is still in the clothes that Amalie kind of picks out for him. So it's sometimes I'm allowed to pick it out, but not often.
Well, that's a big part of Danish culture, right? The way that you're dressing.
Yeah, I would say so. It's just a different style at times compared to over here. I also get my occasional people are like, what are you wearing to me? But yeah, I feel like I've tried to mix and match a little bit. So I have a little bit from over here and a little bit from back home.
Do you style yourself, or does your wife ever contribute to your game day walk-in fits?
Oh, she contributes at time, but normally it's more like, maybe you should buy this polo or maybe you should buy these pants. But I try to do that on my own.
Okay. So on a match day,
Yes.
envision it. The whole stands are singing their chant for you. Do your kids understand that that song's for you?
Yes.
Do they sing it?
Yes.
How often?
Pretty often. Every time I tell them I have to go to football, soccer, then Ingrid is like, she wants to. There are some videos on YouTube she wants to watch, and one of them is the song. So she loves singing the song, and she sings it for herself as well. So
Really?
yeah, one time the fans was shouting like "Baby Uhre" instead of Mikael Uhre, so she got that down as well.
She probably sings it at school, at daycare, and all that stuff as well.
Yeah, sometimes. No, it's I think what they mostly sing at the daycare is the Eagles fight song. So she
Yeah.
got that
Yeah?
one down as well. Yeah.
All right. Well, you're
I'm telling you, we got a little bit of Philadelphia in us.
So is there anything in particular that you've really embraced from Philadelphia culture that you didn't think you were going to when you got here?
Oh, that's tough.
I mean, NFL football could be one thing.
I mean, just the sports in general. I've always I mean, not always, but I think I started watching the NFL like maybe 2010. So I've watched
Really?
I've watched it quite a bit. Normally in Denmark, our games were always Sunday night. So away trips, you go in the bus for like 3.5 hours on the way home, and it would just be like Red Zone, watching Red Zone all the way home. So it was. I've been watching football for quite some time.
I'm willing to assume it wasn't always the Eagles then.
No.
That was your team. Is it now? It's the pod. It's fine.
Can I
You can be
answer
honest.
that?
You can answer. It's fine.
No, yeah. I started watching the year Green Bay Packers won the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. So
Packers guy.
I wouldn't say Packers guy, more Aaron Rodgers guy. I just thought he was cool, and I was always amazed because I can't throw a football to save my life. Like, so I was just amazed of how beautiful it looked, and that's kind of how I fell in love with watching American football.
What's harder, throwing an American football or hitting a baseball?
Before we started the podcast, we were talking about going to a Phillies game.
I couldn't do anything. I think I would, depending on the pitcher, I think I might hit a baseball before I would throw a correct throw.
Like a 40-yard pass or something.
I couldn't
Really?
throw it that long, no chance. I can't even grip the ball properly. It goes
You gotta
all the
learn.
way.
You have to.
I mean, I could maybe I could pick up on it. I tried it. I thought it would be a cool party trick, but like, no, I just can't do it.
All right, what about
I'll
basketball?
I'll stick to things with my feet.
Yeah.
What about basketball? You're wearing a 76ers shirt. Can you?
I can't hoop.
You can't
But you're
hoop.
pretty
No,
tall.
we don't really play those sports back home. It's mostly soccer and handball. So
Oh, handball.
yeah, Denmark's pretty good at handball.
Are you any good at handball?
I never played. It was only soccer for me. I'm from a small town. We didn't have handball, so you had to go to the next town. And by that age, I was always like,
You're locked in for soccer.
I was locked in, but I wasn't really the biggest of talents. But I was like, I really want to try to see if I can get any good at this. So I never really. Some of my friends tried to play handball. I never played it, but I think I can throw a ball like a handball pretty well.
What about golf?
No.
No.
No, not really. I can hit it. We got a simulator in the building I live in. I've been down a few times, but haven't picked up on it yet. I think that's a retirement sport for me. Once I stop playing, I think I'm gonna pick up golf.
Because there's some good Danish golfers.
Yeah, there are a few good Danish golfers.
Yeah.
2 guys just at the Masters.
Yeah, the
twins.
Højgaard, did I say that right?
Højgaard. Yeah, I think one of them made the cut. I
Yeah.
don't really watch golf, but
One of them made the cut.
I'm
one
pretty
did
sure
not.
one of them made the cut.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to pick up golfing in your retirement.
Yes.
But whenever you're done playing soccer, ready to hang up the cleats, what do you think you'd like to do?
Now this is going to be a very boring answer, but I think something that could align with me being there for my kids in the weekends. So hopefully something that could make me be the same parent for my kids that my parents were, and always being able to drive me to different games and stuff like that. So that's just top of my checklist, because right now in the weekends we travel a lot, and yeah, so something that opens up the weekends.
So maybe instead of your soccer games, you'll have some weekend soccer games for your kids?
Yes, hopefully. Or handball. It does. I mean, any kind of sport, anything they want to do.
Okay. Have they taken any interest into soccer? I mean,
A little bit. Ingrid just got her first pair of cleats. So a little bit. But, I mean, Axel's too small. He loves balls, though, in a very different way than Ingrid did. But Ingrid starting to pick up on it a little bit.
okay. So what was it like growing up then? You're really close with your parents?
Yes, I would say so. I grew up in a very, very small town, like 500 people. So, and right across the road, my cousins lived. And one of my cousins is like 3 months older than me, so we were always very close in that small town. And we still have the group from like 2 girls, 4 boys. So
you're all close still?
yeah, we're still pretty close, I would say.
500 people.
Yes.
Philadelphia is far different than that.
Yes, it's been a little bit of a. I mean, I've gradually made my way to more and more people. So like, moved away from home when I was 15 to a little bit bigger town, maybe like 40,000.
How far was that from where you grew up?
1 hour away.
Okay.
And then after that I moved to Aarhus, which is the second biggest city in Denmark. And then from Aarhus to Copenhagen, and then Copenhagen, Philadelphia. So I kind of like made my steps in that direction. But it's a different vibe over here.
What's your favorite city you've lived in?
Probably, it's tough between Aarhus and Copenhagen. They're two different cities. Obviously the time in Copenhagen was pretty magical with all the success I had on the field, but also like Ingrid is born there and everything. So I think I would have to go with Copenhagen.
And I know you have some pretty good coffee spots there in Copenhagen and Aarhus that you've talked about a lot. You're a big coffee guy.
Yes.
You make it every morning?
Yes.
Tell me your process.
I mean, you get up, you grind the beans, you steam the milk, you make the coffee.
But you have special beans. I feel like you're underselling your coffee.
Yeah,
You're grinding your own beans every morning as well?
Yes.
And he's getting them from a special place.
I'm getting them from back home. So
Wow.
one of the spots is called La Capra, which is from Aarhus. And they actually have 2 or 3 in New York. So every time we go to New York, I try to make it to one of those spots. And then the other one is Prolog, which is in Copenhagen. So I try to mix a little bit, get the beans from back home. I order them from back home every time.
So when we're on the road, you're always walking to go get a cup of coffee. Is that part of your away game routine?
Yes, for sure. I love to go out and find a good coffee spot. Normally I had a few lads that normally came with me, Jack Elliott and Daniel. So right now it's tough. But on the last away trip, me and Ale went out to get a coffee, so it's always nice. I feel like you get to know people a different way when you sit down and have a cup of coffee and just talk about life instead of not necessarily talking about things that go on the field. So that's something I like. I like to get to know the persons behind the players, if you could say that.
So speaking of off the field, what is the perfect day in your life with no soccer involved? I'm sure it starts with a coffee.
Yes.
What
few
do you
cups
think?
of coffee, I would say. Yeah. No, I think just starting with coffee and a good breakfast with my family, and then I don't know. It would be a lot of just again doing something that the kids would like. Maybe going to the zoo and just hanging out for most of the day. Still, one of them needs a nap, so you have to be back home, and then maybe going to a playground before going out to have a nice dinner with my wife. Something that we recently tried to pick up on again after it's been a little bit easier to have the kiddos babysitted. So just going out and having some good food and spending time with my family. And a perfect day would probably also include seeing my parents or my wife's parents, who I'm really close with, or her brother and his wife and my brother and sister. That would be the perfect day if I could just spend some time with my family.
See, Sage, without kids, doesn't understand that literally every weekend, every day, it's the kids.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah,
so you say, like, what do you do outside of soccer? There's nothing.
I mean, right now, the
It's
only
kids.
thing I have room for is make my own coffee, and that's probably it.
Which sounds like it's a half-hour process if you're grinding all the beans, you're steaming the milk.
It takes a little bit more time than pressing a button, but I can get it down pretty quickly.
How long does it take you?
Like 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, not more. I make it for me and my wife, and then a baby chino for Ingrid. So, which is
What?
just
Wait, say that again?
baby chino.
Really?
Yeah,
She's-
there's no coffee in it. It's just steamed milk, but you call it a baby
Oh.
chino. So she
So
she asked me to make coffee for her as well every morning.
So you all sit down and drink it?
And we try to sit down. It's not always we have the time to sit down. Just sit and have a nice little conversation. We probably get it on the floor while we're playing with some toys, something like that.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm just imagining her with her little baby chino.
Yeah. No, she gets it. That's
Does she have a little cup?
no. She's got like we have some. I don't know what it's called. Like we have some cups from back home, and she always wants the pink one. So, and you can't take the pink one. Then you're gonna be in trouble.
Are her new cleats pink?
No.
I'm surprised.
Green and blue.
Okay.
She's got a thing for blue, so
No wonder.
no wonder.
All right, that being said, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll get to some questions from the fans. We had some funny ones,
That sounds good.
so beware. At Delaware Subaru, we have a lot in common with the roster of the Philadelphia Union. There's no I in team. There's no I in Subaru either. Leave it all on the pitch, leave your keys with us, and go enjoy our comfortable service waiting area. Subaru and local Subaru retailers, like Delaware Subaru, are proud to support the Philadelphia Union. This means we're supporting Union players on the pitch and Union fans on the road with regular maintenance, test drives, and finding that perfect vehicle. Visit Delaware Subaru today. Learn more at delawaresubaru.com.
Subaru has teamed up with the Philadelphia Union and Greater Philadelphia area Subaru retailers to make a difference in our community and at Subaru Park. Together, we've helped hundreds of pets get adopted at the stadium. At Subaru Park, we've grown and donated thousands of servings of fresh organic produce to area food banks and helped give kids in our community access to the game they love. Together, Subaru and the Philadelphia Union are making a difference. Subaru, more than a car company.
We're back and we have questions, but before we get to them, we need to shout out a very special listener of the podcast, Cranges McBasketball. If you watch the podcast, you know that this account asks questions every single time.
Good questions, too.
Good questions. They're very well thought out. They're very in-depth. They do their research. And we've always wondered, who is Cranges McBasketball? Can't even say it. Who is Cranges McBasketball? Because that's quite the name.
What if I tell you it's me?
I would have believed you, but not the last home game. The game before, I was walking outside of the stadium to go over to Union Yards, which is the beautiful beer garden that was built last year. If you haven't been there, check it out. And there was a man and a younger girl waving at me, and I wasn't sure if I was supposed to know who they are, if they were like, family friends that I wasn't sure who they are. So I just was like, hey, how's it going? Like, hey, how are you?
As you do.
Yeah. Hey, how are you? And they were like, Sage. And I was like, started to talk to me. And I was like, oh, no, like, I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And the man goes, I need to introduce you to someone. This is Cranges. And it was a young girl. And me and Mark have talked many times about who we thought Cranges McBasketball was. And it was amazing season ticket member, the nicest fan ever, who watches the podcast every week. Her questions are incredible. I was almost in tears, laughing and just shocked. But we're going to start off with her question.
Yeah, sure.
It's an easy one, maybe. What has been your favorite achievement or moment since joining the Union?
Definitely the Eastern Conference Final. Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, don't even want to talk about the game that came after that, because that's something that's gonna hurt for the rest of your life, something you're gonna think back on. But no, that was great, and just that team and playing together, that was by far the best moment of my Union career. So far.
I like that.
Did it feel different that year? Just with the team and everything, like you just said?
Yeah, just feel like the understanding that we just had for each other, and just sometimes you just get into that momentum and it just keeps going. And it was after the summer, it's something you don't really try that many times in a career, the way it just clicks.
Yeah, that was a fun summer. Ian the Hippo wants to know. I'm assuming it's not a real hippo. But
in Flodhest.
What's that?
In Flodhest. That's a hippo in Danish.
Oh,
maybe it's one of your pals from the zoo.
It could be.
Maybe.
Actually,
we're talking the zoo.
Are there hippos at the zoo or just the aquarium?
There are hippos at the zoo.
At
the Philadelphia.
I've seen both.
At the Philadelphia Zoo. What is your pregame ritual?
Walk us through, you wake up on a home game. What's your day looking like?
Wake up on home game? Coffee, breakfast. Maybe going out for either a walk, depending on the weather, going to the playground with the kids. Come coming back home, relaxing for like an hour or two, make my pre-game meal, which is probably my pre-game ritual, like pasta with tomato sauce, broccolini, and salmon, which I've been eating for I don't know how long now. And then just to be on the little bit, what do you call it, like softer side. I always text my wife before like going out, kiss the ring, but yeah. That would probably be my pre-game ritual.
When do you eat that pre-game meal? Probably like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock?
4 hours before kickoff.
4 hours.
When I'm at home.
That's a pretty good ritual. I like that.
I think so too.
You do?
Yeah, I like it.
Speaking of rituals, before you came in here, someone from our front office came in and said, we have to ask about when you're coming off of the field and you go up to the fans. You have something you do every time. You kind of go down and get them excited, and then they're chanting your name. Can you tell us about that?
It's normally that they chant my name, and then I just wait. But that's, something that they always done in Brøndby, where I came from. So, I just felt like giving something back. They gave something to me, and then I give something back. So it's a nice little thing we got going. I really appreciate it.
Was it cool that a tradition from Denmark kind of came over here?
Yeah, I felt like that was pretty cool. I feel like I'm the only one that has that. So it's pretty cool to have.
Does it ever is that something that will never get old for you?
Never get old. I mean, never.
So we had one from the DOOP delinquents. They want to know what's your favorite non-game memory in Philadelphia. So, like, what's outside of something to do with the Union? What's been your favorite memory in Philly?
Axel being born. That's just a whole different scale we're working with when it comes to that. So that would be my
easy.
That's the kind of same. But also like Ingrid meeting him for the first time, like that would be my favorite thing.
What was that moment like?
Oh, she had like I got from somebody I knew, we got like a penguin teddy bear, and she was like, this is mine to give to Axel. So she held that all the way to the hospital and gave it to him at first sight. And then she was a little bit rough with him because like she didn't know that he is
a baby.
Yeah. So no, but that would probably be my favorite memory.
Does she like being a big sister?
Yeah, she loves it, and she's loved him since day one. And again, sometimes she's rough with him, but now he's one, so now he can actually fight back for her hair and stuff. So, yeah.
So we kind of already covered this, but DShick8787 asked, how does it feel to have a song created for you? But since we already talked about that a little bit, I'll ask another one. Which player in the entire world has the best song for them in the supporter section?
Oh, I mean, I don't know that many other songs, but I know one from Christian Nørgaard. When he played in Brøndby, his song was unbelievable. And I can't sing, so I'm not going to try to sing it.
I was just going to say, now you're going to sing it for us.
It's in Danish. He plays in Brentford now, but his song in Brøndby was amazing. I think you can go look it up on YouTube if you want to.
I was hoping you were going to sing it.
I mean, it's in Danish, so I can't really, nobody would understand what I was saying.
But is it really even about the words? It's kind of about
that's about the words, because they sing like a...
All right, I'll look it up after this.
What did you think he was going to say, Sage?
He's got a lot of good options out there. What do you think, Mark?
For me, it would have been the Luis Diaz song for Liverpool. Very catchy.
Then again, I don't know.
You don't know it.
Many songs. I'm not a Liverpool fan, so.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
I wouldn't know.
What team are you a fan of? If you're sitting down and watching soccer, I don't like the look on your face right now.
Manchester United. So it's pretty rough. It's rough.
It's been tough.
Through thick and thin. That's how I like to live my life.
That's right. Spizteki wants to know, who is your best friend in the squad?
Oh, it's easy now. It's Jacob. Now it's easy. I would say before I kind of had to, but right now it's Jacob.
Have you ever visited him in Norway?
No, I haven't. But I feel like we kind of have an agreement that he has to teach me how to ski when I'm done playing, because That would not be a fun phone call to make. Listen, I fell down the mountain.
It's Jacob's fault. It's not my fault.
Jacob pushed me into trying to go off piste and like, no. So again, that's something I'm going to do when I'm done playing.
So I'm going to ask a tough question. In the off season,
Yes.
Ale let his children get in Jacob's children's boat and drive all around.
Yes.
Are you letting your children get in Jacob's children's boat?
Because how old is his son?
Emilian?
Yeah.
Are you letting him drive the
Think he
boat
turns-
with
Yeah.
your kids in the back?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, Axel wouldn't know what to do. So like, but if they were the same age, for sure. Like, they're born on the water. They know what to do.
all right.
I was so impressed by that.
I
That
would
was
do
like the craziest thing I
I would
ever
do
saw.
that. No, I think that's if you're from that area, I think it's pretty normal to do that. Like
No, it's
also
cool. It's so
the way
cool.
Jacob talks about the boats and stuff like that. I feel like I wouldn't mind that if I knew that Axel wasn't gonna fall overboard because he doesn't know what he's doing yet.
He's got a life vest.
Yeah, but have you tried water in Norway? It's freezing, even in the summer.
No, I've never been.
No, you should go. It's a beautiful country.
All right, I'll add it to my trip. Next trip. What do we got? Okay. Pat in the Hat. What is something popular in Denmark that we should have to eat in Philly? Like if you had one Danish food dish that you had to have everyone in this room try, what would it be?
I like that you had to look around to see who was in the room just to make sure that we
You
were
just
all...
gotta make sure that is people okay with eating pork?
Yeah.
Because then it would definitely be flæskesteg, which is our like Christmas dish. That's
What else is in it?
You get potatoes and you get like red kale, but it's in I don't know how to say that. It's syltet, so it tastes really good. You get like smaller potatoes which are turned in sugar.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you get like brown sauce to it. You get a lot of other small dishes, like I think it's cranberries. I don't really eat that, so that's why I'm a little bit vague on it. But like, flæskesteg would be my...
Are you a chef?
No,
Not at all?
not at all. I would hand that over to Amalia, for sure.
Okay.
Is there any place to get Danish food here in Philly?
No.
But New York, yes. Or just
Yeah,
coffee.
in New York you can get it.
Yeah.
There's a few Danish... I think there's actually a Danish restaurant there I saw on Instagram when we were up there that I think it makes like flæskesteg and a lot of the other dishes.
All right.
All my clothes are thrifted.
What a username.
What a username. Some of these are incredible.
Do you thrift that?
I mean, Amalia did.
Let's go.
Yeah, she's good at that.
Who is your favorite singer-songwriter? Singer or songwriter? Like what music are you listening to?
I listen to every kind of music there is. Like
Really?
yeah, every kind.
Country?
Yes, I've listened to country.
Death metal?
Yes, I've listened to death metal. As late as yesterday. On my way to training. Just being mad. No. I don't really get mad. You can ask the guys. I don't really get mad. So, no, I like all kinds of music.
We have been saying this forever, but I think we need to make a playlist. All guys submit like their top songs. Doesn't have to be like hype for like the locker room, but just like so people can hear what you guys are listening to.
Well,
Yeah, we can do that.
we did that a little bit in your part of your preseason stuff. Everybody gave their favorite songs, and we gave a playlist for season ticket members to download when they got their
Oh,
gift.
nice.
Yeah.
I think
see
I could
that.
add some good songs to that.
All right. Do you play video games?
Yes.
Do you play?
Rarely, though.
Not-
That's not something I got time for. I just
No
bought a-
time. He doesn't have time.
I actually
Busy guy.
I actually just bought a new game that I'm gonna play on the away trip.
What
on my name.
is it?
Hogwarts Legacy,
Oh,
the Harry Potter game.
big Harry Potter guy.
Yes.
You're getting some happy faces in the audience
That's
over
okay
there.
in the audience.
Yeah, they're liking it.
I've never seen any Harry Potters or read the books.
That's
Yeah.
that's crazy.
People
That's
have told
crazy
me that.
work.
People
Yeah,
have told me
it's
that.
crazy
Like-
work.
A different
Yeah.
generation, maybe. Like I feel
I'm a
like
little older, but I still feel like
you
even
can't-
most people my age
Yeah, I feel like.
have watched it, love it.
I mean, my wife hates it. So
Really?
yeah, she hates movies. She's not really into movies.
But you've watched all the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah.
A lot of times?
I mean,
or like,
we have a lot of times.
Oh. When did this love for Harry Potter begin in your life?
Very early. I don't know when the first. I think it was the second one or maybe the third one where we started watching it in the cinema with my mom and my best friend at the time.
Okay.
So we went to all the like releases.
Is it all sci-fi or just Harry Potter that you like?
All sci-fi. I mean, I'm a pretty open guy when it comes to nearly all things.
Do you like Star Wars?
Yes, I watched Star Wars also a few times.
Never seen Star Wars. Never seen Star Wars either.
What's going on? What?
I know, Mark.
You got kids at an early age, or like?
No, they're young now. I watch
drop
sports.
them off, the kids. I'll make sure they watch
But
Star Wars.
that's the thing. It's the same with Amelia. She doesn't like watching.
I like
something
watching
that's
TV.
she doesn't really. She likes watching like documentaries about.
Love documentaries.
Troubled people.
Yes.
That's her favorite. Like
yes.
Like
You're getting more cheers from the audience.
People who has like I like it too, but sometimes
Like crime documentaries.
Not that much crime. More like people that like mental institutions that maybe hasn't had the easiest path in life and stuff like that. That's something she likes to watch, and something I also occasionally like to watch.
Interesting. Wow, we're really peeling back the layers here, Mark.
Yeah, I like this. This is good.
I try to be open.
You're an open book.
People.
Do you like to read?
I'm not an open book. I like to read also. I don't read as much as I sometimes would like to, but I try to read.
I've seen you reading before.
Yeah. I do read.
Just for the record, he can read and he does read.
I can read. Sometimes. No, I like to... Yeah, it's probably like training camp is when I feel like it's hard to find the time to read a book. Training camp, I've always tried to have 1 or 2 books with me.
That's when I saw you reading.
Yeah.
Was at preseason last year.
Yeah.
Makes sense. You didn't even actually get to your question there, though, Sage.
No, I know. But this is great.
Have you ever played EAFC?
No.
FIFA?
Yes.
Formerly known as FIFA?
I haven't played the newer games.
Who do you play as?
I don't even have a PlayStation anymore. I had that. PS4.
I feel like a lot of your teammates are big on the games.
But again, my teammates are
younger,
so they still have the time.
How does it feel to be like the older like veteran in the locker room? Because it wasn't always the case for you.
No. I feel it's a new role that you kind of have to again find yourself in, because like I've never seen myself as a guy that people necessarily like listen to, and as you get older I think more and more people start to actually listen to your opinion, so it's definitely something I've had to grow into, but I feel like I'm trying to grow into it more, but yeah, I also don't really see myself as old. So
you're not old.
No, exactly, I'm not old.
I'm not old. I'm 41.
Yeah.
Right?
But you're also in a different line of work.
Yeah, a lot different.
But yeah, I mean, Kevin he turned 15 2 days before I turned 30, so.
Yeah, it's wild.
That was crazy.
We talked about this previously, but he was born after I started working for the union.
Yeah, he's closer in age to my son than he is to me.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's wild.
So you get those. And I remember when I was 18 and people came up to me, just wait, you'll blink and then all of a sudden you're 30. And I did. So, but I like it.
Schmave717. Again, I don't know where they come up with these names, but which of your teammates could beat you in a 100-meter race? Is there anybody?
I don't think so. I mean, on 100 meter, I don't think there's anyone that beats me. I think on the 30 meters, I get into trouble, but once I hit
Then you get that stride.
Yeah, once I get in my stride, I don't think. We had a sprint thing the other day that I won, so.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did anyone come close?
We had, like, relays against each other, so 1v1. But, no, not the guy I ran against. He wasn't really close.
You're a lot nicer than your teammates because a lot of them would come on here and completely sell out whoever
Yeah,
it
just
was.
roast him and say,
No.
I absolutely torched.
I mean,
That's why he's the
but
veteran,
that's also
mature.
like different. Like I'm a speedy guy, and like maybe that's one of my qualities, but maybe it's not the other guy's quality.
Was it another forward?
Maybe.
See? He's a leader.
He's a good guy.
He's a leader in the
Nah.
locker room.
I'm just trying not to piss off the wrong people.
All right. Last question. I know you've been really itching for another goal,
Yes.
but JJ, this guy wants to know, what is your favorite goal you've ever scored for the Union?
For the Union. That's actually pretty tough. Favorite goal. I have to think back because there's been a few. So
Which
I
ones
think
stand out?
I think probably my first one in Nashville. Like just getting that first goal, it was just a great feeling. Also, like the first goal in their stadium and everything. So I think the first goal is really like what I look back on. Also, it was a pretty good goal, I think. So, yeah.
What was your favorite goal of all time? Is there one that stands out?
It's a goal in the second to last round of the Danish Superliga, where we were playing away in Aarhus. We had to win the game to be able to win to take the first place in the second to last round, and we were one man down, and I scored the goal to 2-1, and then we ended up winning the next game. This
People
game
win
first, and then the next game, and we became champions. So that's my favorite goal of all time.
That seems like a pretty good answer.
We're going to have to roll the tape for that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm sure we can find it somewhere.
It's not
out
really
there.
the prettiest of goals, but it
Doesn't matter.
It's a goal.
Goal's a goal.
Yes.
Well, thanks for taking the time in your busy schedule.
In my busy
I
schedule.
know you gotta
I
run.
always make time for you guys.
Oh, thanks. Well, you got
Off
to
to
go pick
daycare.
up. Yeah, off to daycare.
Straight off to daycare.
All right, that's all we have today. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The DOOP presented by Subaru. We'll see you next time.